Good evening, good evening, good evening. I think I do this every time I come on. I just need to see why it's so dark. Um, yeah. Uh, let's see. Give it a few minutes to let folks come in. Let me try to share this out to the group. Um, all right. Let me see. Let me see something else. Hang on. I'll be right back. All right. Well, that helped maybe a little bit, but not much. Just probably created more lighting. I had to figure out what to do about that lighting situation. But for now, this is what we're going to do. Hello, one person. How art thou? See if I can share this out again. Um, let's see here. Mm, all right. All right. Hey, Miss Gloria. Thank you for coming in on this side. Appreciate it. All right. I should have got my shirt. Hang on. All right. I'll get this out the way. And I do want to share the results here of the swap. So I'm going to go ahead and do that as well. So I can get this to, there we go. Hey, Miss Vicky. How art thou? Thank you for coming in. Ah, also, I'll talk a little bit about the results for next month's challenge because next month was one of those months where, hi, Riley. Um, one of those months, next month was one of those months where there was no specific named challenge. So that was going to be a group pick. And so that's for the month of June. And so for the month of June, um, the options were if you wanted to pick a pattern, I let everybody put their options in. Hey, Wanda, thank you for coming on this side. So I wanted to give people options. So one of the options for next month's challenge for June is to pick a pattern and we all make it. Like we all sew the same pattern. We haven't done that in a long time. Create an accessory or partner up and make a garment for each other like buddy sew. So we're kind of doing that this month, right? So this month is the swap mate return challenge. And so I just did a random drawing so we can partner those that are participating. We have now been partnered up. We have teams. We have four teams, and so now all the stuff to do for our teams is to send each other some fabric or quilting stuff or whatever it is. Now let me just say this: make sure your mate know if you're sending like crochet stuff or quilting stuff. Make sure your mate knows how to do those things. Make sure your mate knows how to quilt or craft. It just so happened that last year um, we had two people that entered in the challenge, and they both were quilters, and they ended up with each other. We ended up drawing each other's names. They found out they were quilters, so they was able to send each other quilting projects or fabric to quilt. So that worked out, right? But please make sure that your partner knows how to uh, do whatever it is that you're sending them, all right? Okay, so for those of you that are just coming in, my name is Alethea, and I am the creator and founder of So Much Talent. You normally will find me either in the Facebook group or you'll see me on Instagram, and I'll periodically come here to share sewing. But I love to encourage others to sew. I love to promote sewing, increasing your skill level, doing something to stretch yourself, to go beyond where you are right now. And so that's what I tend to do. And I love promoting others. I love sharing others' work and what you are doing in the community. So Much Talent is not just about sewing, because there's quilters, as I mentioned. There's milliners in the group, shoemakers, jewelry makers, just all types of craft. You know, you got people making everything from bonnets to shoes to belts and handbags and all kinds of stuff. And people quilting, making baby doll clothes. And so just a lot of stuff. But this group is all about creative people and being able to identify with those creative people. All right. So we love to do challenges inside the group. And this year is the first year that we've really gotten back consistently doing challenges since COVID. And so every year we start off our challenges, start off our year with the stash busting challenge. That's our thing. So much talent. So what we do is we go on a fabric fast where we buy nothing, no fabrics, and we sew from our stash. And so we do that for the whole entire month of January. 80% of our stash, 80% of what we sew during that month must come from our stash. All right. So we've been doing that now, what, for about 7 years now? I think 6, 7 years. And it's been a lot of fun. They're planned sewing projects. And so we continue that on. Um, February, I can't remember what we did in February. Um, let's see if I can get to where we were, and then I'll get back to that. But anyway, so up until this point, I have to go back and look at the challenges that we've had so far. I don't know why I can't get out of this. Um, Hang on. Okay, here we go. So I'll tell you in just a second what those challenges were. So if you are following us on Facebook, we have a featured section in the group. It just disappeared. But anyway, you can follow us on Facebook inside the Facebook group. Sorry about that. And we're So Much Talent everywhere on Instagram as well. And let's see. I was trying to get to, my goodness, trying to get to the feature section. So in the feature section of the group, you'll be able to see uh, the list of challenges for the rest of the year. All right, so January was our stash busting challenge. And yes, February was for the love of Ankara. So we made anything and everything Ankara. And March was our 5-piece capsule wardrobe. Did I do anything? Did I get anything done? Because I haven't shared much of what I did. So I have to go back and see what I worked on. That's a shame. All right, and then April was our Thrifty remake challenge. That was our Thrifty Hash-up challenge. And so basically, I had those that were participating to go into the thrift stores, and they had to spend anywhere between $10 and $30. Whatever you spent, whatever you came out of the thrift store with, um, you had to create something with everything that you got. All right. And you had one time to go into the thrift store. And so the challenge was supposed to end on May 4th, but it was extended until May 11th. So this past Saturday was the deadline. And as I was mentioning earlier, I made it in, got my top completed within 5 minutes of the deadline, y'all. 5 minutes. And so it was so funny. I think I was in a rush and it was late. I was in such a hurry to get it finished that I stitched the neckline of the t-shirt uh, wrong. Like it wasn't aligned right. Like I didn't have the back neckband centered, and so of course it made the one of the sleeves pucker, like it made it gather a little bit. So I've since yesterday I came in and I took it apart so I can redo it. So I'm going to show you what I did. All right, and I'm going to talk about how I got to that point. I want to share with you what this month's challenge is, and then I want to go and talk about some things that are coming up this month, something that's very exciting to me. All right, so hang on. Let me see if I can turn this around first. All right, so I'm going to turn this around here so you can see this. All right. All right, so this is my Thrifty Hash-up top. All right, so if you recall, I purchased 5 shirts. They were all pretty much knit shirts. And the way the challenge went is that it was a Thrifty Hash-up challenge. And I gave you all the definition of hash-up, which was a hodgepodge of things, a mixture of things. So I said that you could use this opportunity to either color block, print mix, or texture mix. So I did kind of all of that, right? So I had like this little piece of fabric right here. I don't know if you can see it, but it was kind of like oh, there we go. I can show you the textures. So this was kind of like an Angora acrylic type piece of knit fabric. It wasn't a sweater, but it was a top. And I showed pictures of it a little bit early on. And I'll do like a little reel or something so you can see exactly what I did. But my whole goal was to kind of piece random pieces together like a puzzle. And I loved it stitching on the outside. But I used all of these pieces to do that. So this was the texture part of it. You can obviously see the colors. So it was color block. And this was another texture piece here. So this was a ribbed knit. It was a t-shirt, but it was a ribbed, had that ribbed texture to it. The rest of it was just a knit. This was just a basic knit shirt, and this one as well. And this was the color mix, print mixing. All right, so that was the yellow was the print mixing. So just had a little subtle uh, difference of a print. All right, so that's what I did. And like I said, it was all done. I promise you. Thank you, Wanda. It was all done. But I noticed that I had it twisted, the neckline. So this is how I did the neckband here. And I'll show you this. Um, all right. Oop, I didn't mean to put you all in my nose. All right, so this is how I did the neckband because I wasn't sure. Because what I didn't think this process through clearly. Let me pull you back just a little bit. Um, okay. So I didn't think this process through clearly because I just started cutting random pieces into small pieces. And if I had thought about it really good, I gave myself more work, made myself have more work by creating smaller pieces, which I should have made bigger color pieces to pair them together. Kind of like I did, I'm going to show you here. Um, So kind of like I did the pieces at the bottom here. Those are a little bit bigger pieces than these pieces right here. So I was literally trying to piece all these pieces together so I can make a big enough piece to cut out like the fronts and the backs. So I made a lot of work for myself. Plus, I didn't have enough. I barely had enough to get the sleeves out. And my goal was to use the yellow piece to create the neckband. And so I didn't have quite enough to do that, but I did have enough to get the sleeves out. So I literally, with the rest of the fabric and more of the fabric, I had to create this color blocked neckband so I can get the neckband out. So that's what I did, and so now what I've got to do is go back in and put the neckband back on. So I did actually show a picture a couple of days ago of I did a Instagram reel of me showing this shirt. I didn't model it, didn't have it on, so I want to wait till I'm able to style it. Y'all, yesterday I actually received a pair of glasses or shades. They're not shades, but they're like little cute little glasses um, that matches perfect with this top. So I just gotta find either a skirt or a pair of pants or something to pair with that. Something that's really cute. I'm looking for a knit piece. So remember, I initially was trying to make it where it would pair with this, and that would have been a true color block piece. But the colors are off, and I did not dye them. Didn't have time, ran out of time, so I couldn't dye it the colors of the t-shirt pieces that I wanted to. So a dear friend of mine and her daughter, Goldie Curry, and her daughter Tiana Curry, uh, gifted me some dye mixtures so that bless you, gifted me some dye mixtures so that I could create the colors that I wanted, but I didn't get to use them. But I promise I'm going to use them in an upcoming project. So I've got to find something else to do with this. So if you are out there in fabric world somewhere and you see something that's going to match this top, let me know because I want it to be something fun and something, something different. Y'all know I like different, right? So I'm gonna just take this opportunity now before I finish, before I put the neckband back on the top. I want to talk to you about the drawing that we did tonight for this month's challenge. All right. So again, um, if you want to join in any of the challenges, or you want to know what's coming up next for So Much Talent with the challenges, all you have to do is join in the group and go to the featured section, and I have a chart of the challenges that's coming up. So next month is our group choice challenge. That means the group picked what our challenge is going to be for next month. And what they have chosen is that we pick one pattern and we all sew that one pattern. So our next step with that before this month is out is to post a list of patterns that we will do a random drawing and we will pick that pattern, or it will be chosen by popular demand, if you will. All right. So tonight, what I did to kick off, we're getting a little late started on our um, swap mate return challenge. All right. So our swap mate return challenge is uh, a challenge that we started what maybe 2 years ago. And so what we do is swap out fabric. We have a swap mate. So I did a random team picker, so we could pick swap mates, and you and your swap mate will swap out fabric, and whatever you receive from your swap mate, you have to sew it up, or whatever you do, sew it up, quilt it up, crochet it up, whatever. But just make sure, again, as I said earlier, make sure that your swap mate knows how to do and use whatever it is that you're sending them, okay? So we'll have to the end of the month to complete that, all right? And I want to say Congratulations. I'm excited about my swap mate. She's on here, Miss Wanda. Um, I'm excited about swapping out fabrics with her. Um, I wanted to share with you the others that we're doing. Give me just a second here and okay. I guess it's not gonna let. Oh wait, there it is. All right, so let's see. I'm trying to see if it's gonna let me share the screenshot of what the results are. All right, so it's not going to let me share the results. But anyway, I'll post the results. I'll do a post here on YouTube as well as Instagram and on the Facebook side so that you'll know who you're partnered with. But if I remember correctly, uh, Natita Lathan and Cindy Morgan are paired together. Um, Lakia Comaran and Rena Janelle are partnered together. And Wanda and myself are partnered together. And uh, Addie and Divya are partnered up together. All right, now you might not even know who those folks are. It's okay. It's okay. So, but we have teams of four, and so we'll be referred to as Team One, Team Two, and Team Three as we go throughout this challenge. All right. Now there's generally no prizes. We used to years ago we used to do our groups and we used to have prizes, and we used to generate our prizes from other crafters, handcrafted items and stuff like that. But our challenges are more so just based on encouraging you to sew, encouraging you to craft, encouraging you to do something that you haven't done before, to stretch yourself a little bit more, and so that the best gift of all is you coming up with something that you didn't think that you could create, or stretching your imagination to create do something that you haven't done before. So I enjoy doing those kind of challenges. All right. So with that being said, just keep an eye out for that post. All right. And you'll be able to see those, see the winners. All right. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this, and I hope you all can see me. Hi, Danielle, Grafton, Wolfgang. Hi, Wolfgang. Thank you so much. Wanda, you're excited too? Awesome. So I have to scroll and see the comments, so I apologize if I missed somebody. Y'all see I got my little snacks to the side over there. All right, so I'm going to get into finishing my t-shirt, and I might just try it so you can see it. Try it on. But I love the exposed stitching. Hang on. I love the exposed stitching. That was the main goal. And it don't look like it, but it is like a fitted tee. It has a U-neck, a U-neck. That's funny. That's a tongue twister, a U-neck. So this is the pattern that I used. And this was a 99-cent pattern that I picked up at Simplicity when everybody was going crazy over the 99-cent patterns a couple of weeks ago because they were being marked down. So this is my look. Like, this is my go-to look. I love this. Just simple pants, not too fussy. Um, you can dress up or dress down. I love the wardrobe builder patterns, and but this I love this neckline. I know what neckline looks best on me, especially when it comes to t-shirts and fitted tees and stuff like that. And so I really like this t-shirt design. I love the way it had the raglan sleeve and the band, the collar band onto it. And it wasn't just like a thin band, but it had a little wider, it's a little wider band. So that was my go-to pattern. And this is New Look 6762. So essentially, like I said, I had to cut all these pieces of fabric, serge them together, and I had to make enough of the fabric uh, to actually cut another shirt out of. All right, so I did that for the front and the back. All right, so I was able to mark the back neckline and then the front, the center front neckline and the back neckline. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this again. Um, just make sure I got this correctly. All right, so that is the back, and I did mark it with little notches. This was fun to do, but I think because I had so much other stuff that I was doing and needed to do, um, all my time was just running together. I think I wore myself thin. When you are doing a collar band like that, it's very important to create the notches or the match-up points on the collar band and the shirt itself. Because if not, you're gonna find that you will do what I did is mismatch your notches, and you'll have more band on one side than the other. You would think it would just be as easy as just pinning the band around and making sure it match. Sometimes on that type of neckband, there's less of fabric in the back and more in the front, so you can draw this in closer to your body. And if you're not matching up the front and the shoulder points, and the couple of points that they have in here, you might not get that fit like it should. So what happened was I didn't match all of mine up properly like I should have. Like I used this piece of the collar band, and I tried to match it up by marking it. Let me see. So you can see where I've kind of pieced that center back together. All right, and made it look random. So what I did was match up the center front. And I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. This is the center front. So I tried to just pull this here, and I'm going to use this pen just to mark that. Cut a large out. So now I don't want to make a mark. Okay. I don't know why there was two sets of markings. That was kind of confusing. So yeah, I had a little bit more. There's a little bit more on this neckline than it should have been. So I think that's where I had issues at. So that's the center back. And yeah, I think I had a little bit more here. Okay. All right, there we go. So I'm going to make the same marks on the other side as well. So I can match those up like it should. And I'm making these marks on the inside of the seam allowance. We can match these up in the same spot. I used a disappearing ink the first time, so it disappeared. So FYI, if you don't plan on going back to it soon, um, or if you think you might have to undo it, uh, either use actual snips in the fabric or use a pen where it won't disappear. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and match these up. Um, and I'm thinking, let me look at this. So I'm not even sure where the neck, the center, the shoulder point is on here. That's the back. Yeah, that's the part that was confusing because you had so many notches on there. So, but all I know is I know where the front is and I know where the back is. So I'm going to start there. All right, so that's the front. Uh-oh. Okay, that's the front. I'm going to make sure I match that up. Good. Hey, Lakia. All right, Lakia, look, congratulations. You've been paired up. So definitely make sure you go back and catch the replay on the Facebook side inside the group. But I want to say you have been paired up with Rena Janelle. Um, so make sure you check that out so you know exactly who that. I'm sure you know who Rena is. Um, so make sure you check that out. Um, that way you can get with her and send your fabric. All right. Okay, so there are some marks somewhere. Okay, so there's a mark. Okay, gotta pin that there. So I actually have clips in the neckline. Uh, so I'm thinking that this is a stretch point right here. Gotta stretch. Um, and I'm thinking this is the shoulder point right here. So, okay. All right, so there's a little bit more there. I really didn't want any gathers in that part, so I'm just gonna leave that a little loose. And y'all just hope for the best. Yeah, because one side had a little bit too much gathering in it around the sleeves, and I did not want that. But the neckband is supposed to draw the neck in a little bit so it's not gaping. So that's why the neckband should be cut a little bit narrower. That's a hard word to say, than the neck itself. So if you have a little gaping like that, it's okay. So it should be a little stretch because that neckband is supposed to be flush to your body. Okay. All right. There are some other folks who actually did their Thrifty Hash-up project. So I can't wait to do a compilation to show everybody's projects. to show what everybody did. I can't wait. All right, so I got one side down. Okay. Making sure I was able to match up that front. I did have to stabilize the front there to make sure it was all good. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Just want to make sure that we're drawing this in correctly. The different kind of knits have a different pull and a different stretch. So that's something that I didn't account for. Some knits have a bounce back. Um, what's that term? There's a term for it that has a bounce back to it. I think retention is the word. All right, so you can see there's a lot more play in that piece right there, and I think it's because of the type of fabric that it is. So they may be a little easing or a little gathering. I mean, I have to check it and see. It will definitely cause it to fit differently on your body. Like you'll have more gathering than you really should have in certain areas. All right. I don't want to have more gathering on one side than the other. And I honestly think it's the all right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back in because I really don't want one side to have more gather than the other. I'm gonna try to go ahead and match up the center fronts again like I did. And in this case, just try to even this out all the way around as much as I possibly can. If I can remember where the center is. Okay. All right, so that's the center. That really should be an easy process. I think on this, because I don't know what the shoulder point is. It's hard to know how to gauge the shoulder. So what I did, just took that band back off, and I want to make sure that I kind of give this an even pull from the back to the front. And you can see there's a lot more fabric on this one side. I don't know if you could see that. So what I'm trying to do is pull this and walk it down, so I'll know where there's a kind of midway point. All right, so there we go. I'm walking that with my finger. I want to make sure it's evenly distributed. I have to do this again with another knit top. I'll definitely make sure that I match up all of the notches for everything. I'll make sure I'll be able to identify what is the notch for the shoulder, all those other replacement notches. I don't know what they were for. But, you know, overall, this was a fun project. Um, it's a thrift store find, recycle, upcycle, whatever you want to call it, and made to something else. All right, so I've got that one side done again, and I'm going to go ahead and balance this side out. Just going to lay this like this. Make sure I'm spreading this out evenly. And I'm going to walk this down like this. Okay. Make sure I capture that midway point between all of that fabric. Okay. Now I'm going to do this again, just stretch this and give it a pull and walk my fingers to the middle, midway point. Now it's evenly distributed all the way around. But, yep, I had to do it that way because, like I said, the fabrics are different. They behave differently. Got one type of knit that will stretch out of shape, and if you're not careful, it'll stay that way. And you have one set of knit, one or two knits that will bounce back. Retention. That's the word I was trying to use, retention. Retention and recovery is the word that they use for fabric that bounces back. It has good recovery. That was more so what I wanted. All right. Okay. All right, so now it's time to go to work. I got all of that pinned in. All right, so give me some fuel right here. And let me start at the back. Actually, I'll start on the side that has, I always like to start sewing on the side that has, uh, I want the side that has more fabric in it. Like the bottom side has more fabric to stretch because the bottom feeds faster than the top. And so I want to make sure that this feeds in evenly as I'm sewing. And yes, I've got threads. I had to pull out the seam allowance. Just pulling that out as I sew. That part's gonna get served out anyway, but am I sewing? Yeah, it looks like this. It looks like it's not stitching, but it is. I don't know if you all can see that. Oh, there it is. I was nervous there for a minute. I was undoing the pins and it wasn't sewing. Just peeping under, making sure I've got all the layers evenly underneath. So far, it's working out good. Well, this has been fun to sew. I like doing stuff that's different, you know. Make sure I get everything caught in here. Uh-oh, took that one out prematurely. Yeah, I may wear this tomorrow to my grandson's um, honors day program tomorrow. And I just got a pair of lemon color shoes, some heels that I can wear with it. I can actually wear this with a pair of jeans, um, which is fine. Um, pair it with some jeans, just something fun. Okay. And my glasses that I got, my all colorful glasses. I know where my snips are. So I saw a piece where I got it caught right there, so I'm gonna clip that. Um, so now that band is on, it's centered, Let me make sure. Okay, so yeah, that got centered like it should. Okay, and let's see that middle part there. Okay, so that got centered like it should. Okay, there's a little pleating and tucking right there. So I need to take that loose and check that. Bought me a bigger seam ripper the other day to make sure I had a big enough seam ripper. So I always get those little tiny ones. Alright, so I'm pulling this apart because I don't want no puckers like that. Alright, so let's go ahead and deal with that. Here's my ring. One more. I'm going to have to work today. My snips. Okay. Alright, y'all. So I may, let's see. Okay. Alright, there was another one, another little snip. A little. There was another place that I overlapped a spot. Stitched a little tuck somewhere and I don't see it now. Oh, there it is. Yep. I'm opening it up enough there. I can stretch it a little bit. I'm excited about this top. I'm even more excited about styling it. Yeah, I can sew, but I'm not the world's best stylist for me, for myself. Like, I can look at other people and say what looks good for somebody else, but I'm not the world's best stylist for myself. I mean, I have a quirky style. I like to think, I don't know if y'all remember, like, Denise Huxtable. She was 5 now, but she had a quirky style. But I was the Denise Huxtable of my family. Like, nobody, they didn't understand my style. Like, but it could be eclectic, though. I could have a classy style, just be classy. I can have a casual style, but then it can be all over the place. Whimsical, fun. I like to think sometimes I'm like Betsy Johnson. Like this, with all these colors and everything. Just buck wow. I just like fun. I like what I like. Alright, so I'm going to try this on one time before I serge it to make sure it's good. To me, it looks like the neckline is big, but it's not. The reason I say it's not really big is because it's a kind of a U-shaped neckline, meaning it's not a crew neck. It's a lower cut neckline, so it's not meant to be, tight up on your neck. So I have to remember that. So when I say it's a U-neck, it's shaped a little low. It's a lower cut neckline, so it's not meant to be up on your neck like a crew neck. All right. So give me a second, and I'm going to try this on. And I know you're looking at my mannequin. pressed it down yet, so I just want to get an overall fit of it. And you all will be kind of the first to see it. So if there's any bloopers and blunders, oh, you know what? I hope you didn't get to see that, did you? Forget my back mirror was over there. Okay. All right, let's take it to the mirror. This thing has shoulder darts. Got my key fob in my pants. Okay, y'all. So let's take it to the mirror so you can see what it looks like. All right. And so I don't know why. Uh-oh. All right, so let's see. Make sure I got it straight up on my shoulder so you can see. With the different colors, it kind of makes it look like it's crooked, but I promise you it's not. Hang on. Turn this around. Oh. Okay, so can you see that? Can you see this? So I got to press this out here and make sure that that's laying down the way it should. And you can see there's a little stretching right in here. This one of those knits that doesn't have great recovery, doesn't have the best recovery. This this neckline, I mean this t-shirt right here, the rib knit, it does have a good recovery. Let me see if I can show you here. Okay, so you see this rib knit that has a really good recovery. The way I did this, instead of serging, because it was on the neckline, instead of serging it, I didn't want it to be too bulky around that neckline, so I stitched on top. So I don't know if you can see it. All right, and so there's the shoulder seam right up here. Okay, so I really got to press that out and make sure that that's laying flat. But I love how everything came out. You can't really see it because of my camera in the way. But I love the stitching and everything on it. I love all the colors and everything on it. Yeah. And one of the other things too is like I have dropped shoulders. So I may have to go in and put a stabilizer in that shoulder to keep it from doing that little thing that it's doing. Because I don't have, like, my shoulders don't sit up straight. I have sloping shoulders and I have a forward sloping shoulders. So, I can't see it well with this camera. Hang on. I don't know how to do it so you can see it without this camera in the way. You can see this one better. This one doesn't do it as much. But see, if I had shoulders that were straight out, so I need to go in probably and just stitch some of that out so it'll conform to my shoulder, and just press that down. So let me change this. Okay, so can you see that? How that peaks up like that? I don't know what I did differently today than I did yesterday, a couple of days ago, because it wasn't doing that. So I gotta figure that out. I may just go ahead and run a seam all the way down. To bring it out. I kind of wish I hadn't put a dart in there, but the pattern called for it. So, see, that one lays down a lot better. So once I press that, that'll be much better. Or I could actually add a shoulder pad in there. Hmm. Let me see something. I'm gonna, I'm gonna see if I can grab a shoulder pad. Probably would have been better off. Yeah, I've been better off doing it that way instead of trying to look in the mirror. All right, so hang on. There we go. Let me do this. All right, here we go. All right, so I love the way this came out, y'all. It's a lot of fun. So once I press that out, that'll be fitted. But I like the way this came out. And see how I did this, the sleeves? It's kind of a subtle lettuce edge. I did a rolled hem stitching with the sleeve. I did that both. And I also did a rolled hem stitching on the hem as well. All right, but see how when that neckline is a little bit tighter than the neck edge, it just kind of conforms to the neckline as opposed to any gaping or anything that might be. Maybe it was so much. Maybe it was me the way I was holding that on the camera. I don't know, but I have a shoulder pad around here somewhere. So let me see if I can. If a shoulder pad would look nice. I know you probably said a shoulder pad and a t-shirt. Yeah. This is not so much a shoulder pad as it is a bra cup, but it'll give me an idea because it is a raglan sleeve. Hmm, not bad. Not bad, but we'll see. We shall see. All right, so raglan sleeve, shoulder pad, no shoulder pad. I think that little piece is thrown off. Cause see how that orange band goes into the orange piece in the shirt, and it kind of throws your eye off and make it look like something is off. Well, that's not bad. All right, so now I just got to figure out what I'm gonna do to pair with it. Got to figure out how I'm gonna wear it, But right now, I'm thinking I've got these cute little shades that's got the same colors as this, all of this in it. And right now, I probably a pair of jeans. I probably wear a pair of crop jeans, and I have my yellow heels that I can wear with this. And I'm gonna keep my hair just like this. And because I'm going into my grandson's school for his honors day, he's 7. Jay is 7. Yeah, he's 7. I'll fit right in with the kids with all this color, primary colors. All right, so tell me what you think. If you like the way it came out, or if you think it's crazy looking, just tell me what you think. All right. If you participated in the Thrifty Hash project, tell me what your project was, and link your video in here some kind of way so that I can see what you did in your Thrifty um, Hash Up project. All right. Again, my name is Alethea. Thank you for watching. And if you like what you saw today, or if you enjoyed the little conversation I had, make sure you like and share. All right, and don't forget to lock in on that button, the little bell, so that you can get notifications whenever I go live. All right, well, thank you again for watching, and you have a good night.